Hey everybody, this is Frillyoff and welcome back to another Minecraft episode on the Frillcraft server. Right, the other day you may remember that myself and Smurf went off to the Woodland Mansion, or to a Woodland Mansion, to have a bit of fun with some Vindicators, which was excellent. But before I did that, I had to go off to a local village to get myself a map. And in doing so, and I don't think I showed you in the video, in doing so I used one of my horses, one of those bad boys there. And at the time I mentioned I didn't know which one was the quickest or which one could jump the highest, and it'd be nice if I could find out. So I think that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to whiz off and find an area over in the plains somewhere, over behind me, over that way. A nice big area, and we're going to create some kind of horse testing stables, which I've done before. But I've not done it on this server. So as you can see from the big clock behind me, the sun's coming up, so there's no better time than now, I guess. I'm not going to take my horse now because I don't want the guys to be wandering around. Where's my rockets? I don't want them to be wandering around outside. Come on. Can't take off. There you go, sun's coming up. Brilliant. So I think I'm going to do it over here. We'll do it around here. If we... yeah, we do it sort of in between here. Oh, look, there's a horse. Isn't that great? If we sort of have this stable entrance over here, sort of. And then all of this, we can have a big racetrack. Maybe build a racetrack. Why not? I don't know whether I've told you before either that was the place I spent my first night on the server. When I first came onto the server, I found this big area and it got dark and I panicked and built a big column and put a light on top of it. So that's what that is. Maybe I'll leave it there, maybe I won't, I don't know yet. So what I need to do to start with is probably level off this area. What's the level? 71. 70, maybe 70. If I level all of this ground off to level 70, which will be a start, and then I want to make the testing track 100 blocks long, so it'll start over here and it'll run all the way down there. The longer I make it, the more accurate it's going to be. If I made it, you know, there are some horse testers out there that have just got fence gates on them, and you run through like 4 or 5 fence gates, and that gives you, they say that gives you an accurate speed of the horse. I mean, it can't do, really, can it? 5 blocks. So anyway, the longer the track is, the more accurate it's going to be. It just makes sense to me. So if I make the track 100 blocks long, then that'll give us something to start with. So initially, I'm going to grab my shovel and I'm going to level off this entire area. Okay, so I've done quite a bit of leveling off. There's still a little bit of leveling off I need to do down here, but that depends on how far down I go. I've got all the dirt from clearing this out to fill that in, so that's not going to be a problem. But this is going to be the centre. This is where the timer is going to be. So I need to measure 50 blocks that way, then 50 blocks that way. So if I start here... So that's 50. I might have to, I just have to extend that out just a little bit so I can get my horse round the other side. So if that's 50 blocks, 50 blocks to here, isn't it? So that's 51, 52, 53. So I think, I'll double check that, but I think that's 100 blocks between the two, between the two posts. So that's going to be my testing track. So now what I need to do is build the timer. What I need to do first is have some chicken. Yummy chicken. got a bit of light left. Let me put my bed down. Anyway, just to get it out my inventory. That's it. Put it right in the way, Frills. Top man. So get out my redstone box. And I'm going to need, I need another redstone lamp. I'll worry about that in a second. Have I got I was going to call it a dirt box, but I probably shouldn't. For all of you older people out there, I'll use an orange shulker. Just for the time being. To get my dirt in. And then I need a couple of droppers, a bit of redstone, some hoppers, some comparators, some repeaters, levers, torches, string, tripwire hooks, you name it, I'm going to probably need it. So if we have the bottom there as a redstone lamp and stick a lever on it, that can be the on-off sort of set. The is that going to be too far back? Yeah. There you go. And have the lever on it, and then I'm going to come up with some kind of gizmo to count, and we can use a basic hopper clock thing for that. So if you put a couple of hoppers leading into each other like that, and then if you power one of them and put items in another one, wrong side, put items in that one, they'll flow through from that hopper into that hopper, but they won't flow back again because this is powered. And that's the mechanic we're going to be using in order to time the horses. Probably going to need a bit of dirt now to use a scaffolding. So I'm going to need a... Have I got any... I can't be using dirt. Really should be using something else. What have I got? Can't be using obsidian. I'm going to have to use stone. Let me use stone. I have that there, and then I'm going to need a block on top of it. That's going to lock the hopper. And then we want a comparator going into it. Now I could use like a T flip-flop kind of thing, but I don't really need anything like that. I just need a couple of droppers leading into each other. So that's what I'm going to use. I did think about having, you know, loads of it. Which way do I want my start to be? Do I want the start to be up there or down there? Come on, anybody? Left or right? Left or right? Start. We'll have the start over that way. So if the start's over that way, I need the droppers facing... I know what I mean. I need a dropper there. And then I need a dropper facing into it this way. Excellent. And we want to stick one item in there. Now while the item's in this side, obviously it's going to lock this hopper, so nothing's going to flow out of that hopper while there is something in that dropper. Have I got a button? I know, but I can make a couple. So as soon as a pulse goes through that button, through that dropper, it forces the item in that dropper to go to that dropper, which turns off this comparator, which now allows stuff to flow from there into the front hopper. And providing the front hopper is locked, it's not going to flow back again. And then when that can be activated via a tripwire at that end. And then when my horse reaches the other end, using a line of redstone and repeaters, it'll fire this dropper, forcing the item back again, which will power this hopper, which will stop items flowing from there into there, and then I can count how many items are in the front, and we can calculate the speed of the horse. And that pretty much is it. I mean, there are loads more complicated ones. If you look on YouTube at a horse tester, there are loads of them, and they are ridiculously complicated. But this is all we need. So we now need to hook up some tripwire hooks, 50 odd blocks that way and 50 odd blocks that way to these two droppers. And that, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, is it. That's all we need. I might fancy it up a little bit. I did want to put another redstone torch above there so I know whether or not the system's armed, and I'm going to have to do that. But I don't know whether I've got any glowstone on me. I might have to run off and get some glowstone. Yeah, I don't think I have any. So I'll run off and grab myself a bit more glowstone, and I'll make this look a little bit more pretty. But that's it. It couldn't be any more simple than that. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've popped over to the witch farm to get some glowstone and to make sure this thing still works. And there it is, it still works. The system works. If I grab some of that, I emptied it of glowstone the last time I was here. Love it. Love it. So I've got my glowstone. I've got some redstone. I'll also pop over and pick up some gold, hopefully. Because I need some gold for my golden carrots to breed my horses. So I'm hoping that there's some gold in here. There is definitely some gold in here, so we'll have a way with the gold. Oh, there's loads of gold. Look at that, there's gold everywhere. Gold, 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 gold. It never gets old. Okay, so I've put a wooden frame around it, which makes it look a little bit more, you know, in keeping with the area, with the trees and everything, and stables and whatever. You don't see many concrete stables, I don't think. So I'm going to be using wood around it, and I've changed the back slightly because I want to put the all of the wiring underground. And in order to do that, I've had to lower down the mechanism. I didn't want to. I just wanted it to be a little bit more tidy. So I've changed it very slightly, but it still does the same job. So to test it, you get on your horse and you come over to here to start with. This light needs to be on so we know the system is armed and ready to go. The hopper needs to be empty, otherwise it's going to mess up your reading. And to arm it, we need to flick that lever, which locks this hopper. So now any items that come from the back hopper into the front hopper are going to stay there. Then we'll go down to the start, which is going to be down there. And we'll run through the tripwire hooks. So in effect, we'll be doing that, which is going to turn the system on. Now the system is now counting. I'm going to run down here on my horse, down to the other end. As you can see, items are flowing through. Once I get to the other end, I'm going to go through another tripwire hook, in effect doing that, which is going to stop the system from counting. And we've counted 39 items, so we can come back here, count the 39 items, do a bit of maths, which we'll run through in a little while, and that'll calculate the horse's speed. And to reset it, You just need to flick that lever and then all of the items are going to flow from the front hopper back to the back. Unfortunately, there's no quick way around emptying a hopper, short of taking it all out, which, I mean, I suppose you could do if you wanted to, but it doesn't take long for it to run all the way through. And once all the items are gone, you can arm the system again and run off and do the test again. So that's it. Perfect. All I need to do now is run a line of redstone dust up to that column there and put a tripwire hook on it and do the same down to there and level this area off a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so it's built. I've finished off building the little hut that goes around the timer mechanism. I've covered the entire track in coarse dirt. So it's time, I guess, to see which one of you bad boys is going to be my best one to start with. So let's try you. You're the one I was using before. I need some carrots as well, actually, before I go anywhere. I've been reliably informed and I've tested it, and unfortunately it is the case that these farms will not work in 1.13. Mojang, bless their little cotton socks, have decided to change the mechanics of it, so these will break in 1.13, so I've got a bit of work to do for them. But as you can see at the moment, they're working really, really well. Really, really well. So I've got myself some carrots, I've got myself some gold, I've got myself a horse. So I'm going to make my way back over to the racetrack, which is just over the other side. It's not far, but I won't make you wait, so I'll join you when I get back over there. Okay, so as you can see, I've built my little hut. And I've got my little dirt racetrack, or my testing track. In the middle, I think I'm going to set up some kind of jump test. Because I know these guys can jump between, I don't know, a couple of blocks and up to 5 blocks, I think. 5 blocks would be amazing. So I'll probably put something like that in the middle, along with the stables. And maybe extend the track around the outside and have, oh, there's another horse. Another track around the outside. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go and have a way with that horse. Got myself some saddles. So hopefully I can go and be friends with this horse. I didn't realise there was another one there. Oh, there's another couple there. Oh, fabulous. Let's go and grab a couple of horses then. Oh, I like the white one. I'll have the white one to start with. Hello, fella. Here your little hooves going, because you don't like me. I know, I know. Oh, man. Does the amount of time it takes you to tame a horse correlate to how good the horse is? Oh, I've got it. Hey, the bats. The bats and the cats, and the cats and the bats. Right. Are you any good? Oh, you're not very strong. But you seem reasonably quick. Right, I'm gonna have a benchmark with old Freedom Fighter over there. Probably it's a daft idea to put you boys on the racetrack, so maybe I'll move you in a bit. Oh, and it's broke. Does that happen often? Please tell me, because there is no point in tying a horse up if the lasso's going to break. Is there no point at all? Anyway, enough of that. Right, so the system is ready. The hopper is empty. The system is armed. I'm going to do this at night because that seems to be the way to do it. I could have used pressure plates under the bottom, but got these guys roaming around and myself walking up and down would be quite easy to set it off. So I've put it on the tripwires 2 blocks up, so you can only activate it when you go through it on a horse, which I thought was sensible to do. So let's give it a go. Yeah, that lasso's broken already. Brilliant. I'm just going to run off and do some sleeping. And now we'll have a look how these boys are doing. Right, so that one, Old Faithful there, has got a speed of 29 blocks. Now, if I've worked this out correctly, I need to take the number of blocks and I need to divide it by 3.5. So 29 divided by 3.5 gives me a speed of 8.285. 8.285. And then I need to calculate the speed, I need to do the distance divided by the time. So the distance is 100 blocks or 100 meters divided by 8.2. Okay, so that's 12. So that's a speed of 12 meters per second for that horse. What do you think? Does that sound about right? 12 meters per second? So if I reset the system and jump on the new horse, arm it, and try again, you are a little bit quicker, aren't you? I can sense you a little bit quicker. So he has got a speed of 23. 23 divided by 3.5 is 6.57. 100 divided by 6.57 is 15.2. So you're quicker, 15.2 meters per second. So I think, and he did feel quicker. So I think it's working. I think it does exactly what I wanted it to do. Oh, kind of hoping I could jump out while I was on the horse. And I can. And I jump straight back in the other side again. I'm a diamond. Diamond! Go and get back in there. Right, I am going to go and grab another horse. So let's try resetting this once more. I've also noticed that that's running and then that's sprinting, but I didn't notice a difference in the speed, which surprised me. Maybe I'm not explaining myself very well. Anyway, here we go. Excellent. $23. That's the same then, isn't it? That's the same as the last one. So that's 15, just over 15 meters per second. So maybe now I should start getting myself a little stable area in the middle and putting these into some kind of order. Otherwise, they're just going to run off, aren't you? See if I can do a bit of breeding while we're here. Will they breed while they will do, won't they? While they're in different pens. Will you breed while you're in different pens? How do you feed these guys when you're... How do you feed them? Oh, come on. I'm trying to feed you, not ride you. Oh. Can't feed you because there's already a little baby in there. Little baby foal. I don't know the ins and outs of breeding horses, whether they better horses breed better horses, whether they take... I know the colour of the parents is sometimes passed down to the foals, but I don't know whether the attributes are. So we'll find out. And something I want you guys to help me out with. If you look at the Minecraft wiki for horses, it says their speed ranges from 0.1125 to 0.3375 in internal units. Now, Mojang, what is an internal unit? I mean, the least you could do is, or somebody please change the wiki accurately so it refers to blocks per second or meters per second or something that means something. It means nothing to me. Maybe it's just me. But a speed range of 0.1125 to 0.3375 in internal units makes no sense to me whatsoever. Anyway, maybe that's just me. So I'll work out, or I'll make a little stable in the middle, and we'll play with the horses possibly in the next episode. Do a bit more training. I'll make the jumps and everything else. But I think we'll call it a day for today, everybody. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the episode, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Frilioth at my new horse tester, and I'm out of here.